From the busiest ports to the most remote sea lanes, from cargo ship to cruise liners, from navigation to sustainability, the maritime industry is constantly evolving. Welcome aboard Nimasa this week, the ultimate maritime program that serves you all there is to know about the maritime world. I remain your anchor, Moyioluwa Olutayo. Join us as we begin to explore the various opportunities that are inherent in the maritime industry.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Nigeria, a maritime nation with 853 kilometers of coastline, 10,000 kilometers of inland waterways, and a commanding presence along the Gulf of Guinea.
This vast blue economy is not just potential, it's powering trade, security, and sustainability for Nigeria and the entire region. Nigeria is fully aligned with the International Maritime Organization's vision for safer, greener, and more secure seas.
Nigeria is actively implementing a marine litter action plan to protect its waters and enhance sustainable ocean governance. In recent years, it has ratified key IMO instruments covering maritime safety, training for fishing vessel personnel, and pollution response, while securing presidential assent for 3 more conventions on ship recycling, liability limits, and passenger safety.
But trade and tourism thrive only where there is maritime security. Once a piracy hotspot, the Gulf of Guinea is now safer, thanks largely to Nigeria's Deep Blue project, led by Nimasa in partnership with the Nigerian Navy and other regional architecture.
Combining satellite surveillance, air and sea assets, and an advanced command and control center, the Deep Blue project has helped reduce piracy incidents in Nigerian waters to 0 and, by extension, significantly across the wider region.
At the core of Nigeria's maritime transformation is the Lekki Deep Sea Port, the first fully automated port in Nigeria and one of the most advanced in West Africa. It can handle 2.5 million TEUs annually, easing congestion, reducing dwell time, and revolutionizing logistics for African trade.
Next to Lekki Port sits the Dangote Refinery, Africa's largest, with a capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. This massive infrastructure is redefining maritime logistics in the region.
As a coastal state, Nigeria is investing in sustainable maritime solutions, including green port infrastructure, energy-efficient vessels, and the use of climate-friendly CNG-powered trucks to reduce greenhouse gas emissions.
But infrastructure alone is not enough. Nigeria is building people. Through the Nigerian Seafarers Development Program, over 2,200 cadets have been trained, many with global standard certifications.
Training partnerships with some countries continue to grow. Maritime academies in Nigeria are better equipped for training. Nigeria also supports gender inclusion in maritime professions, empowering more women to thrive in the blue economy.
Nigeria's maritime sector is more than shipping lanes and oil platforms. It is a source of jobs, tourism, trade, energy, and national pride.
Ecotourism on our Atlantic coast to clean shipping and digital port solutions.
Nigeria is not just sailing ahead. We're bringing others along.
We are partnering for a safer, greener, and inclusive maritime future.
the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
The Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa, is committed to upholding global best practices in the delivery of maritime services across Nigeria. By leveraging modern tools that ensure efficiency and effectiveness, Nimasa is driving the development of indigenous capacity while working to eliminate barriers within the maritime sector. At the core of this effort is the Nimasa Library, a hybrid facility combining digital and traditional resources, supporting maritime learning, research, and innovation. With a vision to become a world-class maritime knowledge hub, the library embraces technologies such as 5G and the Internet of Things, enhancing global visibility and access, even in remote locations. Now let's hear from Modinat Rosimi, a library officer at Nimasa, as she takes us on a tour of the facility and its unique offerings.
Welcome to Nimasa Library. My name is Rosimi Modinat, a library officer. I'm going to show you around the library, the resources and the facilities we have. Please come with me. This is the circulation unit. First contact when you're coming to the conventional library. You come here, you can read here, then you always register user here and you borrow books as well and return. So we have digitized and manual system which we use. The digitized system is we use the active shelf to register user, to borrow books, and the manual one as well. Sometimes we can use their book to write out their names and their details. So majority of the staffs and stakeholders are registered on the active shared platform. Okay, this is a book sterilizing machine. Actually, it's removed the dust and microorganisms from the book to preserve the books. So this is how it works. So you can see it's sterilizing the book here, removing all the germs and fungi from the books. Okay, and this is a book binder. We use it for project materials and other library materials. So the binder grips the books to make it firm. This is actually different from the regular binder. It uses each process to bind the books. This is the media unit where you come to watch TV and programs on YouTube, CNN, different channels, and Nimasa this week as well. And also we do group discussion here. People come here for brief meetings and book reviews. This is the reference room where reference books are kept. Example of the books you'll find here are the encyclopedia and books. We have the maritime dictionary, reference manuals, engineering dictionaries, and books on maritime security and atlas, and many more others. This is the digital room where we scan documents and books and upload. This is one of the scanners here, and okay, and that's it. These are other scanners. Okay. So this is a foil printer. This is where we conclude the bind books to write their labels and their topics. We do that within the library as well.
We also had a quick chat with the head of the library, Aisha Askira, who shared her insights into the vision of the Nimasa Library.
The vision of this library was established to have a maritime library in Nigeria. We want to have a knowledge-based maritime administration in Nigeria. We want people to have knowledge, to gain knowledge. Maritime shipping is something people are not used to, and they need to gain that knowledge, to gain that information. That's why we are established to serve the generality of the public to access maritime knowledge. Our services are unique because it serves a section of people who in the aviation will not come here. So that is why we are special, because we only provide information as it relates to the shipping and maritime industry. The library is being automated. All our services are being automated using the library management software. In libraries, we use a software where we automate our library services. So all the working processes in the library is being automated. So we are using technology to go with current trends. Years back, we used to have a traditional library whereby all our services we're offering is traditional, conventional library services to staff and stakeholders. But of recent, these past few years, the library has been remodeled and transformed to international standard. That's to say, we operate a hybrid type of library whereby we have electronic type of library and the conventional type of library. So we operate both libraries on first floor and the second floor. The second floor has the electronic library whereby we have our internet, where we have our computers on workstations, we have our multipurpose printers, scanners, all connected to the Nimasa network and connected to internet facility. And we have the first floor whereby we have the traditional, the conventional library whereby people come, sit down, access the books. We have the physical books, and our circulation desk is also there to serve the general public and staff.
The library is accessible online at www.nimasaelibraryonline.org and is also listed on Google Maps for easy physical access. Open to Nimasa staff, industry stakeholders, Nigerian citizens, and the general public, the Nimasa Library ensures inclusive access to maritime knowledge for all.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
Still on the program Nimasa this week, we move on straight to the Nautical Chat segment where we're going to have another explosive interview. For those who are on this program with us, I'm sure you all enjoyed the interviews we had with Alhaji Aminu Umar. So today we move on to another interview. Femi, over to you.
Dear viewers, in this Nautical Chat segment of the Nimasa this week, I will be speaking with Dr. Akutah Pius, member of the Order of Niger, MON, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council. So, the Nigerian Shippers Council is regarded as a ports economic regulator. In practical terms, sir, what does this mandate entail? And how is the council ensuring transparency and competitiveness in the port operations?
Yes, thank you very much. The mandate of the Nigerian Shippers Council as a port economic regulator, is an evolving mandate flowing from the initial mandate where we had to take care of the interests of shippers. Now what that entails is that we now have the responsibility for tariff setting and ensuring that our port cost is efficient and competitive. So basically what we do is to look at the port economy and ensure that the pricing regime is fair and very highly competitive among stakeholders.
All right, thank you very much, sir. How strategic is the council's role in aligning port operations with this, national vision?
The national policy on marine and blue economy has summed up all the responsibilities of various agencies in the sector. And Nigeria plans to enter big in the marine and blue economy. So the Nigerian Shippers Council, as one of the agencies in that sector, is very pivotal in terms of the logistics value chain in the shipping subsector of the economy. So we are one of the agencies to provide the leading role in terms of the logistics value chain in the sector.
Thank you, sir. Now, what mechanism has the council put in place to ensure fair pricing and reduce the cost of doing business at Nigerian ports?
Yeah, so basically, when you talk about fair pricing, we are guided by the issues around efficiency, and also beyond that, we're also looking at the possibility of monitoring the economic realities as it goes on, having at the back of our mind the national GDP as it grows. So we have set in place mechanisms that control that. In order to make the pricing very fair, we are looking at digitizing the systems that lead to pricing and adjustment of prices so that they are very fair and competitive, and also that all the sectors within the economy are not overburdened, or none of the sectors is overburdened due to the issues affecting inflation and all of that. So we're looking at digitizing the process for price fixing, and we are also trying to see how recently we're looking at even into the books of the companies operating within the sector, to see what level of investments they have put in to guarantee the kind of price regime that will be out there.
Talking about sectoral reforms, we know that collaboration is very key to achieving the mandates within the various agencies under the marine and blue economy. Yes. And how is Shippers Council collaborating with other sister agencies under the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy?
Yeah, ours is a relationship that is very symbiotic. We cannot do without any of the key agencies within the sector. All of us have very clearly marked mandates, some of them interwoven, but then I always argue that the process of lawmaking is not clearly delineated in a manner that you can say this is clear-cut mandates of one agency to the other. These mandates are interwoven for the purpose of complementarity, because we are within the same space. So we have the Honorable Minister who has brought all of us together, the sister agencies, and even agencies outside of the ministry, but those who are operating within the marine sector. We have started collaborating, knowing that we cannot do it, or any of those cannot do it alone. We have to work together in a manner that we can sustain the mandate that Mr. President has set for us in the sector. So we've been working together, a lot of stakeholder engagement with the Honorable Minister. Sometimes we have quarterly meetings to sit and look at what policy direction that the ministry is heading, so that we can all align ourselves to that policy direction. And today we have the National Policy on Marine and Blue Economy, which is a guiding principle for all of us in the ministry, agencies in the ministry. So interagency collaboration and coordination has become very key to the way the Ministry of Marine and Blue Economy is being driven today.
All right, thank you, sir. You talked about digitization, of the ports now. We know it's very key to modern port operations, globally. And what steps are being taken by the Nigerian Shippers Council to drive port automation and, of course, to increase technological advancements in the ports across the country?
Yeah, Nigeria cannot be left behind in terms of digitization of the port processes, because that's the way to go. Globally, that's the standard for today. Most of the ports have been fully automated in Europe, in Asia, and we can take example from this and take cue from them. Even here in Africa, in West Africa even indeed, some of the ports in smaller countries here have achieved greater heights in terms of automation of their systems. In Nigeria today, we're trying to look at how we can digitize those systems. Some of the private companies have gone ahead, private operators have gone ahead to automate their systems. Some of them at 90%, some at lower percentages, but as a council, it is our responsibility to promote digitization and innovation in the port sector. And we are doing that towards close monitoring of digital processes that are going on. And we as a council also have begun our own digitization in-house. The directive of the head of service of the Federation that agencies, MDS, should fully implement the ECMS by December of this year. We are also trying to see how we can catch up with that date. So we're building new innovations in the agency. There are some new platforms that we have set up already that are functional. For instance, our registration platform is working now. So stakeholders in the sector have been registering with us in that platform as we go. So many other innovations are coming up so that we can be in tandem with the sector nationwide.
Thank you very much, sir. I've been speaking with Dr. Akutah Pius, MON, the Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Shippers Council. We have come to the end of this first half of the interview. Stay tuned for the next segment next week. Thank you.
Introducing the new face of the Nigerian Maritime Administration and Safety Agency, Nimasa. We are charting the direction for a maritime and regulating the industry for a better, bigger, and more economically stable Nigeria. Evolved to serve you better. We are Nimasa. New face, rejuvenated service. Nimasa, changing the tides in your favor.
That's all we have for you on today's episode of Nimasa This Week. Thanks for joining us. Please make it a date with us again next week for another exciting and informative episode. I remain your anchor, Moyoluwa Olutayo. Bon voyage.